Welcome to the Jointery Podcast, a podcast where we study the lives of study the lives of two dads trying to find the balance between the families, hobbies and work. This week on the Jointery, we discover
10 stitches in an emergency room trip later, you know. I was like, I told him not to do that shit, and he did it.
Let's just search for the meaning of life as it had never been witnessed before. The Jointery Podcast.
We're just gonna start? Dude, it's been like 2 weeks, man. I couldn't even fucking log into the system this time.
I know, dude. I don't know what's going on, but it's all working now, so we're good to go, dude.
Dude, I completely forgot how to podcast. So this is gonna be a total shit show. Missing 1 week, bro. I'm basically back to the beginning now. I've what is it like? Reverse? No, not reverse engineered. It's regressed. I've regressed.
You regressed.
Yes, I've regressed. And my everything is a fucking mess right now. That's all. Everything. But you.
Well, dude.
You weren't available last week, and you basically gave me whatever the podcasting equivalent of blue balls is.
Dude, move your mic like just a little bit away from your face.
Fuck that! I'm gonna eat this fucking microphone. I covered it.
You're yelling at me.
Yeah, I am yelling at you. You weren't even available last week. What the shit, man? Like,
man.
Then you're like, let's record extra, but then you had to finish a burn, and it wasn't even weed. It was probably some laser shit.
It was laser shit. I was making something for my parents. It was their 50th wedding.
Don't care.
Yeah, I know. Well, I care, and my parents care, so got that done. And I was gone. I was working, man. I'm a working man, so I was out at the Stagecoach Festival, not the Sausage Festival, but the Stagecoach Festival.
Dude, you sent me one picture from there, and it was a giant grill. How am I supposed to think this isn't Sausage Fest?
I was like, damn. But you know, the funny part is I did eat a sausage every day while I was there. Because the catering.
Of course you did. It was Sausage Fest. You were in an Airbnb with like two other dudes, you know? And it was only a 1-bedroom house, you know?
It was not. We all had our own rooms. But sure. No, dude, it was awesome. It was a fun trip. A lot of work, long days out in the desert, and it was hot as hell. But I got it done, and I'm back, baby. I'm back, dude, ready to go.
Do you feel back?
I feel back, and happy fucking May 4th, bro.
Yes,
May the 4th be with you. Today is Star Wars Day, man. Are you excited?
Pumped, man. I've been getting overloaded with Star Wars stuff, man. It's been wonderful. Like, you know, and you know, it's been great. So I did that. I'm doing a flash giveaway today just because my 5K giveaway.
I love that you hit 5K and yours is just a flash giveaway because you're at like what 27K or some shit like that. So it's I'm exaggerating obviously, but
it's close to 25. But I was like, I told people I was going to do a 5K giveaway, and that didn't happen. So I was, but today I'm trying to look. I love Luke and Priscilla from P.L. Smith. You know, and they put on this Made for Makers, and you know, I want to support them, but like every day I realize that like it's a big ask. But that said, like Luke is a really good buddy of mine, so I'm trying it. I'm going for it, dude.
I'm not even pretending to try for it. I'm like 30 days in a row. Like I've no way in hell I'm going to do that. And I keep giving Bryce, like our friend Bryce, of all people, he signed up or he's doing it. And I'm like, bro, like you can't post more than once every 6 months. I feel like you're going to post 30 days in a row. Like, I don't think so, man.
You don't even post every day.
I don't. I know I don't. That's why I clearly am not going to try and do a 30-day challenge where I have to post every day because I obviously know myself. But I was just giving Bryce shit, and he said, "Thanks for the motivation, Ben. Now I'm going to do a post every day." And so every day he the last 3 days he posts, tags me in it, and then at the end I comment, 27 more to go, 26 more to go.
I like that you're not participating in Made for Makers, but you're just giving people shit about participating in Made for Makers. Dude, like if you didn't think people didn't have the pitchforks for you before, man.
Oh, I don't care, man. I don't care. Hey, I'm a realist.
Stirring up controversy. Dude,
I'm a realist. And I think it's great. If they want to do it, go for it. I'm all about it. Luke and Priscilla are doing a great thing, and it's very motivating for people. But yeah, it's not me, man. I ain't gonna pull it off. I ain't gonna pull it off.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm going for it. I'm excited about tomorrow's. Tomorrow, I'm posting. I'm not taking what they do per day very literally, right? I'm very loose interpretation. I mean, like, that's the way things are, anyways. It's not what things mean anymore. It's what you interpret they mean. So tomorrow, I'm posting a video I did with Annette from 513 Woodworks. So
the one you recorded when you went to see her.
Oh God, yeah, that was fun. So I did this tool trade with her. I traded her my I'd won a Bridge City drill guide, which is like a $600 thing. I have no idea why it's so expensive.
Wow,
it's really cool, but it's like meant for people who are gonna like drill holes in the end of dowels and shit like that. And I'm like, I'm just gonna come up with some sketchy solution if I ever have that problem. So, like, I don't need a fancy solution for that. And she happened to want to upgrade her jointer, so she has a Wahuda 8-inch benchtop jointer, and she wanted to get one
with
of those
the helical head.
With the helical head, yeah. And she wanted to get one of those big ass floor jointers. So it was a win-win for both of us. But yeah, I drove down there, and I love Annette. She's awesome. She's not as. It's hard for me because I'm very outgoing, and I just like my uncomfort zone is like I don't
have no. You have none. You have no uncomfortable zone.
Yeah, I don't know. I gave up on the idea of a comfort zone a year ago. Like, but it was funny. So I get there and I was like, "You want to film a reel?" I've been thinking about it for the last 3 hours while I've been driving.
Yeah.
She's like, "Sure, what'd you have in mind?" I'm like, "Drug deal. Let's pretend we're having a drug deal." And she's like, "Oh, what? Just tell me what I need to do, right?" so I'm like, "Look, your part is very minimal." I'm like, I was like, "I just want to film me pulling my Jeep in, right? And I'm going to back it up next to your truck, and then we're going to pretend to do a drug deal." Well, I immediately go to turn on my Jeep to move it, right? And it's dead. Yeah. I just drove it for 3 hours. It's fucking dead. And I'm like, oh man, son of a bitch. So I tried jumping it on her Toyota Tundra, and that didn't work. So I knew I was in trouble. And then I was like, all right, well, and then she's like, well, I can't just sit out here in the parking lot the whole time. She was like there to take classes, and she's working on like her master's in woodworking, essentially.
Jeez.
And so I'm like, just leave me out in the parking lot. And so she's like, you're really calm for what's going on right now. And I'm like honestly, Annette, I was like, nothing in my life goes smooth. So like, it's fine. I'm like, out of all things that could have happened, at least my Jeep's not on fire, So she's just like, look at me. She's like, oh, okay, cool.
Did she leave you?
Yeah, she went back and took the class, and like,
oh my god!
And then I had the tow truck shows up, and like then all of a sudden like half the people from the school start coming out like, oh, whose car's getting repoed, And I'm like, I know you guys don't know me because I just did a deal in your parking lot, but like my Jeep won't start. So the guy got it started, and then I drove it home. It turns out I went to go to get the battery checked yesterday.
Yeah.
And there's a scale that they like measure the quality of your battery. I don't know what it is, right?
Yeah, I know. I had the same thing happen just recently, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. So maybe look. Did you ask them what your score was? Your battery score? Because it was like
they gave it to.
It was like out of 730 is the number. Yeah. So
mine failed, so I had to get a new battery.
Oh well, the guy told me, he was like, yours came in at like 200, and I was like, what does that mean? He was like, anything under 400, we're surprised it even starts. I was like, oh. I was like, so I drove to Michigan on a dead battery. I drove to Indianapolis on a dead battery, and I drove to My parents' house. No, wait, was it my parents' house? I don't. Dude, the last 3 days, last like week, man, I've been in the car. Oh no, I drove her all around Chicago. That's what I did. Like I don't know what's been going on, dude. I've been like so confused. You know, whenever like which way's up, which way's down. I don't know what the hell's going on anymore.
Did you drive it? Did you stop anywhere on the way home?
Yeah.
Did you chance it?
Yeah, I did because I had to get gas. You know, so I stopped at like the most truck stop looking gas station I could find. You know,
Something that you figured somebody could jump you
yeah,
with one of their big trucks.
yeah, and honestly, I was sitting there the whole time filling the gas up, thinking to myself, like looking at the people in the parking lot. I'm like, dear Lord, I'm like, I hope you think I've been good because I really don't want to talk to anybody in this gas station parking lot to ask them for a favor because fuck that. I'm like, oh my God, dude. Like everybody in the parking lot had like a pickup truck with a gun in the back. I'm like, these are not my people. I'm like, I know, maybe they are my people. I don't know. So, but I was just like, and I made it home though, so it was fine. So
that's awesome. You want to hear a truck story from me?
You got a new fucked up truck story? The damn thing's brand new.
This is an old truck story.
Oh,
but I thought about it this week, and it made me think like, dude, I got to tell Luke this story. So you don't have cats, right? Have you ever had a cat?
Like when I was a little kid. Like
okay, but you guys aren't a cat family now.
No, we haven't had a cat I have not had a cat. Look, it's been so long I don't remember how old I was when I had the cat. So
all right, so we're a cat family. We've had numerous cats throughout our lifetime.
That makes sense.
Being married, and Debbie, she loves cats. I'm not like cats are okay. They're not my favorite. You know what I mean? Like I prefer dogs, but this cat we've had, her name's Disaster, and we've had her for 20 years.
Wait, was it Debbie's cat?
It was we got it like together basically. Like when we first started dating, our roommate Anna at the time had just gotten a kitten, and the person she got it from
Anna the bong breaker.
Yes, Anna the bong breaker. She just got her cat and a kitten, and she told us, "Hey, they have more kittens. You guys want one?" And we had just started dating, so what better than to get a fucking cat together, right?
Yeah.
After like a month and a half of dating, because that's totally gonna last. We knew that in advance.
Wow.
So yeah, I know.
You're dating a girl who calls herself Crazy Deb, and she's like, "Let's get a cat together," and you're like, "Okay."
Yeah, there might be something wrong with me. I don't know.
Look,
yeah. So
I'm not going to say what I know the reason then why you were there. It's obvious why you kept going forward, Ben.
Yeah,
and it wasn't the mind blowing conversation.
Hey man, it was a new relationship. I was still trying to get in there. You know what I mean? Just get a cat? Sure, let's get a cat. You know,
I don't care. Let's get a python too. Let's get snakes.
Whatever it takes. So we get our cat. And anyway, the cat story is recent, not that, but that's the cat we got. So we've had her for 20 years, numerous houses, she left us for like 2 weeks at one point and just disappeared, and we didn't know where she was, and then she just showed back up. So this cat has lived a full life. Okay, so about 2.5 years ago, I'm driving, or I wake up in the morning to go take the kids to school. This is at their preschool.
Right.
So Frankie was still at preschool, which was like, a good 3 miles from our house.
Yeah.
Maybe 4 miles. So we wake up, get the kids ready, throw them in the car, in my truck, my old Dodge Ram, and I start the engine. It's a cold morning, right? It's during the pseudo winter out here in California.
Like, wait, were we talking like maybe 40 degrees?
Yeah, like 40-ish. You know what I mean? Maybe. That's what I'm cold.
So shorts weather. Got it.
Shorts weather for you. Exactly. So we get the kids I get the kids in the car, and I get in and I start the car, and I hear a thump. You know what I mean? Like a thump.
Oh my God, you ran the cat over?
I was like, what the hell is that noise? I was like, I was like, oh my God, I don't know what this noise was. But I'm like, we're running late, so I just throw it in reverse and I drive and we get out, make it all the way to the school, right? It's about 4 miles away. Get the kids out, take them in, get them in. Penny, Frankie was not old enough yet. She was in preschool. Frankie was not. So this was like 4 years ago, maybe. maybe 3.5. Anyway, so we get her out, get her in class. Frankie's with me. We drive now to go get an oil change. And we're like, okay, so that's like maybe like 6-7 miles away from where we're at.
Okay.
And I have to take the freeway to get there. So I'm driving on the freeway, get to the oil change place, get out, get Frankie, set up the oil change, get out. Right next door is a breakfast place where I always get breakfast. So I get in there with Frankie. We're eating breakfast. About 15 minutes into breakfast, I get a phone call. I'm like, hey, this is, Adrian from the oil change place or whatever. I'm like, oh, hey, what's up, man? I just dropped off. What's going on? Oh, do you have a cat?
Oh, fuck.
I'm like, yeah, I have a cat. I'm like, why are you asking? Can you please come over here? We need to show you something. I'm like,
oh no.
Okay, I'll be right there. I'm like 5 minutes. I'm like 2 minutes away. I'm right next door. I get out, pay the bill, go outside, take Frankie. We walk up to the truck. As we're walking up to the truck, the guy's like kind of like staring at me, and he has this fucking white look on his face.
Oh, God.
Like he's like scared shitless. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, why is he asking me about my cat? What's going on? He's like, sir, I'm going to open the hood right now and show you something. And I'm like, okay, but what's going on? Why are you asking me about my cat or a cat? He opens the hood. In between the hood and the roof, in between the hood and the engine, right, there's a small piece of cloth that like kind of like a heat protection or something for the
yeah.
Our cat had climbed up into the engine during the night because we left her out. She got left outside or whatever. Crawled up into the engine, crawled up in between the fucking roof thing and the engine, and was hiding inside between the roof and the engine inside the hood. So when he propped open the hood, she was down in the very bottom, just sitting there like curled up in a ball, fucking scared shitless. And
she was alive?
So she was alive, bro. She drove.
Is this cat still alive?
Still alive, sitting on my couch right now.
Fuck!
In the house.
Jesus.
Dude,
cat ran in the car for like a half hour in the engine compartment? What the fuck?
On the freeway, bro.
Did you make freeway? Like noises? I mean, I guess like if the cat's meowing, you can't hear that over the engine.
I can't hear it, bro. I couldn't hear anything. But the thump I heard was her jumping when I started the engine. Boom. She jumped up, hit the roof. Or moved loud enough to hit the roof, but I didn't understand what it was. So then I drove, so like 4 miles to the thing, 7 miles to the oil change, and I finally got her out. Like he's like, "Are you gonna be able to get her out?" I'm like, "I have no idea," So I reach my hand in there, and she's like, freaking the fuck out. And I was able to grab her though, and I was able.
I'm
to pull
freaking
her
the
out.
fuck out! Jesus Christ!
So, dude, this cat, and dude, she has like 12 lives, man. There's no way there's 9.
Engine compartment, Jesus Christ,
dude, it was crazy, man. It was nuts.
That's the last time she did that.
Yeah, no, she doesn't go anywhere near the truck now. Like,
and that's why dogs are dumber than cats. Because my dog would fucking did that. He'd be right back in the goddamn engine. That idiot.
Oh, dude, I couldn't believe it, man. I told Debbie, she was fucking freaking out.
Oh,
like we could not believe that cat survived, man. That cat has, like I said, 12 lives.
Woo! Man, I've heard of the cats leaving the house too for like weeks at a time and just coming back. Like I've heard of that before. It's like a cat room springer or whatever that Amish trip is where they go find themselves and shit. Like,
yeah. That's so funny. Lucas and Dre's cat just did that recently. She disappeared for like a week or something, and they found her. Yeah, cats are weird, man. Cats are strange like that. So, that was my crazy cat story.
God, man, like I don't even want to tell swap cat stories. Like that's just like, I mean, like I can't believe the cat was under the hood of the engine. Like, I don't know. I've never found an animal in my car. That I didn't put there.
No.
That's just. I need a minute to collect myself. I don't know what to think about that.
That's crazy, man. I know.
I will say that my kids would probably be open to having a cat. Like I don't know what's with them. They keep, they said they wanted gerbils or something like that, right? And I was like, I just looked at Jackie. I'm like, out of all the shit you tell me that I should not be getting, I'm like, you're gonna let the kids get a fucking gerbil? Like, I'm not taking care of a gerbil. Fuck that. And I'm like, and second of all, I'm like, Elvis would eat that shit. Like, there's no doubt. Like, Grayson would not care. He would look at it and be like, I don't give a fuck about you. Like, I'm not gonna eat you. But Elvis would kill it. So we told the kids, like, hey, not while we have Elvis. So for like a couple of months, the kids kept talking about, well, when Elvis dies, right?
Yeah.
Like
they're planning for his death already.
Like, my kids are very morbid, man. Like they were. What was Ellie talking about at dinner the other night? It was like, oh, she was like, yeah, she was like sitting at dinner, and she was like, I want a pig, and I was like, what? What do you want a pig for? She's like, so I could have all that bacon, and I was like. She wanted a pig so she could kill it.
Has she read Charlotte's Web yet? I mean, I don't know if she has.
No, she hadn't read anything like that. So, and they keep talking about oh man, like they see chickens and they're like, I bet you that fucker's delicious. I'm like, I don't even think the kids are just gonna go around murdering. So yeah, they keep talking about Elvis's death, but then like for some reason in the last like 2 weeks, Ellie was like, I want you to live to 10,000 years, Elvis. And I'm like, I'm shocked if he'll live another 2 years. So like, I'm like, okay, sweetheart, like that's great. I'm like, he's gonna destroy us all when he dies, so it doesn't matter.
I was gonna say 10,000 years of those farts. I don't know if you guys will survive.
Fuck me, man. Like that dog. Like I don't know. I don't think he's been feeling well lately either. Because like usually he's at my hip the whole time, but he's been sitting downstairs in this chair all day, I think. So
yeah, that's a.
I'm like, he didn't come up. He didn't follow me upstairs. So I'm like, oh boy.
You got to worry when they stop moving around so much. You know what I mean? Like that's our cat's the same way. She sits in the same spot pretty much every day, all day, and so like, I think it's getting close to that time. And you know what? When she's gone, no more cats. I'm out. I am not a cat fan.
One of my neighbors has a ferret.
That would be crazy.
I mean, I do not want any rodents in my house, right? Like,
yeah,
like gerbils are rodents to me. Ferrets are rodents. What other rodent? Hamsters are rodents.
Hamsters, yeah.
No, I don't want any lizards either. Like, because like I know what's going to happen is that I'm going to be the one having to take care of this animal. And my goal in life right now is to take on as little additional responsibility as possible. So
my kids want reptiles, dude. They definitely want reptiles.
Oh, Ellie wants a snake. I'm like, what are you talking about, snake?
Yeah. They definitely want them. And I keep pushing them off because Debbie's like not super excited about it. But, I figure you got to say yes to some things. You know what I mean? Like certain things like that. Like, yeah, my brother had snakes growing up, and they weren't ever an issue. Keep the lid on the cage. Keep the lid on the cage. You know what I mean,
dude? I can't even get him out. I can't even get Bubs to flush the toilet. What do you mean? Keep the lid on the cage? That fucking kid. Dude,
are you dealing with that too? Frankie is the same goddamn way right now. It's driving me insane, bro.
He just doesn't flush the toilet, man. Like,
does he leave the seat up too?
Yeah. Fucking like,
yeah,
he'll take a heater in there. One time he took, I don't know if I mentioned this on the podcast, but he dropped a deuce in there, right? And then left, and then came back and dropped a second deuce on top of the first deuce.
Shut up, dude. He double deuce.
And he didn't flush either of them. So like, I walked in, and I was like, "Yo, Bubs," I'm like, "Come in here for a sec, bro," because I knew it was him because it was like the size of a tennis ball can. And
yeah.
And I'm like, do you see what's going on in the toilet here? And he just kind of looks at me like, what's up, Dad? I'm like, clearly somebody had taken a shit in here, Bubs. And then the shit had sat in the toilet long enough to halfway dissolve. And then someone else came and took a second shit on top of the first shit. And I was like, do you notice anything that's missing in here? And he was like, what? I go, toilet paper. I'm like, where's the fucking toilet paper, bro? And he was like, I'm like, it's just turds in here. I'm like, did you wipe your butt? And he was like, yeah. I go, what'd you do with the toilet paper? He's like, I don't know. I'm like, You didn't wipe your ass, and you like I guarantee you didn't fucking wash your hands. I'm like, oh my god, you were fucking the grossest person in the world. So
The double deuce no flush with the seat up.
Bubs has been on. I don't know what he's been on, dude. I went up. So like we do the same bedtime routine every night, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's basically, like the kid. We let the kids watch TV now after school, and like so like when it's getting close to dinner, we'll be like, hey, go upstairs, take a bath, right? We don't like them
Yeah.
taking baths after dinner, so they'll go up and they'll bathe, and then they'll come back down, right? And normally this process takes about 20 minutes. And I'm sitting there and they're supposed to be upstairs bathing, right? And
Yeah.
I don't remember why I went upstairs. But I get up there and I hear them in the bathroom and I'm like, they're fucking around. I'm like, you little idiots. And I open the door. And Bubs is laying on the floor on his back naked. Okay. And Ellie is on her knees next to him, washing him with a wet towel. Right. And I'm like, what the fuck are you two doing? And Ellie is like, this is the like she looks at me with like a really annoyed face. This is the only way he'll get clean. And I'm like, by you hand washing him? And he's just sitting there laying there like not a clue in the world of what's going on here, right? Like he's totally oblivious. And like and I'm like, Ellie, you do not have to sponge bathe your brother. I'm like, that's disgusting. I was like, are you bathed? She was like, yes. I'm like, get out. I'm like, Bubs, get up. I'm like, come on. I'm like, your sister is not going to hand bathe you, dude. Get in the tub and clean yourself. He's like, I don't feel like it. I'm like, you lazy little shit. I'm like, get your ass in the bathroom. I'm like, fucking hand washing his brother. I'm like, I'm going to remind you guys of this shit later. I should have taken a fucking picture.
Dude, my kids will not go in my kids won't go in there together at all. Like they will not be in the shower. Like they take separate showers, like one right after the other, but like, and it's like a fight if one of them wants to be in there with the other one. That's just crazy to me that they want to be there together.
Oh, they're always in there together. And it's like, and like they'll get in the tub together. Right. And like Ellie is very used to seeing Bubs naked. Right. Like it's,
yeah, but at what age is that going to stop? I'm assuming it's going to happen pretty quick. I
mean, I assume it's going to be like one day Ellie's going to be like, oh yeah, I was taking a bath with my brother, and one of her friends are going to be like, what? And she was like, why is that bad? Is that bad? That's bad. Like, okay. And then it's going to be done with it. And Ellie will be done with it and Bubs will not be done with it because he doesn't give two shits about being naked. So yeah.
That is too funny, dude. I can't believe that they shower together still.
Yeah, it's
my kids would not have that. Plus, Frankie's too big to share the bathroom with anybody else.
So. Yeah, no, and like for a while, Ellie was like, "I want to watch you." And both of them, like, they go through phases of wanting to watch me take a shower, and I'm always like, "No," I'm like, "You can't watch me take a shower." Like I'll watch you take a bath or a shower, and I'll tell you what you need to clean. I'm like, but I'm not cleaning you either. Like, this is your job from now on. Like,
yeah, we started when we were kind of hanging out with them in the bath shower up until recently. I was telling Debbie, I was like, Luke's kids to do their own bath and shower. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like our kids are old enough to go in there and do their own thing. So we've started to allow them to just kind of do their own thing. But like I said, they do it separate because they don't want to be in the same room with each other. But
I mean, as much as Ellie talks about how much she hates her brother, you would think that she'd feel the same as like they do, right? But
yeah. Oh,
but that bathroom door doesn't lock, and Bubs doesn't have any fucks to give, so she's gonna see him naked.
It's too funny.
Oh, dude.
So Star Wars Day. I have a quiz for you.
Hell yeah,
for you, man.
May the
it's
Fourth be with you.
I'm sure it's going to be easy for you, but I'm going to answer these questions.
It'll be
the thing is titled 25 questions. How big a Star Wars fan are you? So I assume
how many do I got to get right to be the biggest Star Wars fan? Is there a grading system?
We can come up with one. I don't have a grading system. I just have I took the test. And so let me tell you, I took the quiz, and I got 20 out of 25.
Oh, I'm interested to know what you got wrong. All right, is this gonna take a long time? Let's go. Come on, let's
It's not
go.
gonna take a long time. They're quick answers.
Oh, good.
What's the name of the young boy in Phantom Menace?
Anakin Skywalker.
Right. Which Jedi disappears, or which Jedi appears in the Clone War? What's the name of this Jedi that's in the Clone War?
That's a I can't. That's
You
very.
can't see that?
It's a blur. I mean, it's in the Clone War. It's very blurry, dude.
There's two. Okay.
Is it Qui-Gon Jinn or is it?
It's one of the two. It's one
or
of
is it
those
Obi-Wan
two.
Kenobi? I can't tell.
Yeah, I'll give it to you it's Obi-Wan.
Yeah,
you got the answer.
Dude, I could spot
You can't
Obi-Wan in any form, animated.
What?
Like
Then you could have. Then why didn't you see him right there? I just showed it to you.
because spoiler alert, man, your screen is always blurry when we record these podcasts.
Super blurry. That sucks. Yours is totally clear. I need to get a new camera.
Yeah.
In the Star Wars
Dude,
3
you look-
Revenge of the.
You look like I don't have my glasses on.
Oh, okay. Well,
Maybe if I took my
probably
glasses
better.
off,
Probably better.
That's definitely worse. All right.
That's probably better. Probably better for you. In the Revenge of the Sith, which villain character? Which villain does this character transform? Or okay, a lot
Darth
of them are
Vader?
pictures, so I can't. Yeah, Darth Vader is the answer. What planet is Luke from?
Tatooine.
Okay, that's right. The name of Han Solo's spaceship.
Millennium Falcon. Jesus Christ, that's easy.
What's the name of the furball that hangs out with Han Solo?
Chewbacca?
Okay. What planet was Princess Leia from?
Alderaan.
Alderaan.
Did you get that one right?
I did. What's the name of the? I'll tell you which ones I got wrong.
Okay.
What's the name of the? So far, I got all these right. What's the name of the planet that is? I'm sorry. What's the name of the spaceship? Sorry. What's the name of the space station that destroys the planet Alderaan?
Death Star.
Okay. What was the call sign for Luke's X-wing?
It's Red 5, was it?
Red 5 coming in. Yep, that's right. You got that one right.
Nice.
What's the name of the snowy planet where the Empire strikes?
Hoth.
Hoth. Got that one right.
Mm-hmm.
What's the name of Yoda's planet?
Dagobah.
Nailed it. Who betrays Han Solo in the Cloud City?
Lando, that bastard.
Lando Calrissian. Yep. The name of the
like
famous.
Which time did Han get betrayed?
yeah.
How about when his son killed him?
Can you believe that shit? Like, I couldn't believe that shit. I was like, "You gonna kill your own dad?"
Like no,
What the fuck?
like and then Snoke was like, "Yo, you got issues after killing your father?" Like, no fucking shit, man. I have issues.
Yeah,
just lightsaber.
I think it's funny that they named him Ben too. Right? I think it's interesting that they named him his character. Like the character's name is Ben, like the son
for Star Wars reasons, or because your name is Ben.
No. I just thought it was interesting that they would name him after like Ben Kenobi, right? Like I just thought that was kind of an interesting take on it.
It is.
Name of the book. I just gave it to you. Name of the bounty hunter.
I mean,
that captures Han Solo.
How many Boba Fett helmets do I need?
Exactly. Name of the galactic slug, the gigantic galactic slug who takes Han Solo prisoner.
Boba. No, Jabba the Hutt.
Jabba the Hutt. There you go.
I was like a slug.
What's the name of?
I guess he's.
What do they call him? They call him a slug-like beast. What's the bear? The little bear-like animals. What are the bear-like animals on Endor called? And I should have asked you what the planet was they're from.
Ewoks.
Correct. Leia at one point reveals to her brother, to Han Solo, who her brother is. Who's that?
It's Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
What's the who wins the epic battle at the end of Star Wars? The epic lightsaber battle at the end of Star Wars.
You mean A New Hope between?
Sorry, A New Hope.
Darth Vader wins.
Yeah, you're right. I got that one wrong because I thought they were talking about the last battle at the end of the movie of Return of the Jedi.
Oh,
I assumed that's what they were talking about.
Okay.
Because that one, like, Luke clearly wins that one, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, he won that one.
Well, yeah. What's the name of the character? What's Finn's real name in Force Awakens?
Oh, it's
These are
T-
these ones are a little tougher.
yeah. Was it T?
Finn is his name.
TFN 11 or something like that. I forget. Am I close?
You're kind of close. It's FN. That's why it's Finn.
Yeah.
FN 2187 is the actual number.
Yeah.
I didn't get. I got that one wrong. I knew it was Finn FN, but I thought it was FN 007. So I blew that one.
All right.
What's the name of the formidable duo in The Force Awakens? It's the girl. Well, I'll give you who the characters are talking about. The girl and her robot sidekick.
The girl and her, Ray and BB-8.
There you go, nailed it. This one I got wrong. What planet is Ray from?
Jakku.
Yep, I got that one wrong. I put Alderaan, but then I realized that movie came after
it exploded.
It was already destroyed, so
dude,
she would have been dead.
I saw this meme one time, and it was a picture of the Lego Death Star, right? And then the next picture was just a pile of Legos, and it was a Lego Death Star, Lego Alderaan.
That's so good. So good.
I was like, oh my god, that's just savage.
All right, we got 4 more. What Star Wars film does Jyn Erso play in?
He is in he's the father of Rey, and it was in the first one. Oh man, The Force Awakens.
Rogue One.
Oh damn it!
That was the movie. So you're down 2.
Damn
okay,
it,
you
that's
missed 2.
right. I knew he was the dude who did the Death Star, but I was for some reason I was thinking Rey's dad. I knew that one.
So here's another one I missed. In Rogue One, a Star Wars story, we are introduced to a blind martial arts expert. Can you name him? He's the badass.
Yeah,
too.
he was saying the force is with you, and one with the force, and the force is with you. Some shit. He kept saying shit like that over and over again.
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know his name. It's something with a J, I think.
No, it's Chirrut Imwe.
I mean,
Chirrut Imwe.
I don't know. I did not.
I got that one wrong.
I did not have that action figure.
Okay.
Yeah.
One was the name of the supreme leader in The Last Jedi.
In the last Snoke.
Yep, Snoke. I got that one wrong. I put Darth Maul because I didn't know.
Darth Maul was never. Do you know who killed Darth Maul?
Wasn't that the son, right?
Obi-Wan Kenobi killed him twice.
Oh, that's right.
Twice. Yeah, he killed him, and then he came back in the Clone Wars, and then Obi-Wan killed him again. In like have you ever seen those memes where like the dude like he'll take this sword and he'll just like take it out for a second, and then all of a sudden like the orange, the orange will fall in half, that was basically how the fight went with him and Darth Maul. Darth Maul rolled up on him and was like Darth Maul had been getting more and more powerful and more crazy, and it was like 2 swings and Obi-Wan had him down. It was like Obi-Wan was like, I've been chilling in the desert doing shit for like 10 years. Fuck you, Darth. Kills him. It's like, fuck. Obi-Wan is a badass, dude. He's beating Darth Vader. He's beating everybody.
Yeah, he's the shit. Although we just watched Star Wars last night with my kids because obviously Star Wars Day, they wanted to watch it again. And they both were like, why did he give up? Why when he lets Darth fucking hit him with the lightsaber? And I was like, he was distracting him. I was trying to explain to him, but yeah, whatever.
I mean, I think
I
still think that's an overreaction, but yeah.
What's a baby porg called? You know what a porg is?
Yeah, of course I know what a porg is. Like, what is it?
Okay,
A
what's a
baby,
baby
porg,
porg
like
called?
porglet? I don't know. Like
You nailed it, porglet. I called it a porgy. I got it wrong. Porglet. So you still only missed 2 so far. Okay, so what planet does Luke Skywalker live on in The Last Jedi?
Oh God. What is the name of that? I don't know. I know where that island is off the coast of Ireland though. But
Yeah.
I don't know where that is. What's it called?
Octo.
Oh.
AHCH dash toe. Octo. Yeah, I got that one wrong.
Yeah.
That was it. That was the last question. So you missed 2. I missed 5. So
I thought I missed.
win.
I thought I missed 3.
Oh, I think maybe you did miss 3.
Yeah, I missed the Jyn Erso one. I missed Octo.
Oh, that's right.
And I missed the name of the friggin' blind dude in Rogue One.
Yeah, that's right. So you're down 3.
Even though Rogue One's one of my favorite ones, I always forget about that when I'm thinking about the other movies. So
I don't think you have to give back your Mando helmets right now. I think
I did well.
Pretty good.
Look.
Yeah.
The ones I missed are very difficult. You know,
they were. I purposely picked some that were difficult because I didn't want to give them all.
Do you know what class of spaceship the Millennium Falcon is, or what it is?
I don't.
It's a Carillion freighter.
Oh, I did know that. I did know that, a Carillion freighter.
Yeah.
And I know what.
How many parsecs did it do to take the test?
I was just about to say, do you know how many parsecs it took? I don't remember exactly, but I remember. I was actually going to ask you what the Castle Run. I was going to ask you if you remember the race it was called.
12 parsecs. So
12 parsecs.
Which that number I think changes throughout the whole series. Like I think like somebody said 15, somebody said 9. It's like I think it's 12. So yeah.
Yeah, it's great, dude. I fucking love it.
Do you remember the name of Samuel Jackson's character? What Jedi his name was?
Mace Windu.
There you go. All right.
Yeah, I got some knowledge. Yeah. I don't have I don't have your knowledge, but I have some knowledge.
Yeah.
No, but
do you know what kind of what the race of the people that Jar Jar Binks is a member of?
Ooh, I don't remember that one.
Do you know the name of the planet they're from?
Fuck, dude.
They're the Gungans, and they're on Naboo.
Gungan. Naboo, that's right. I do remember that movie.
Sounds like Naboobs.
Yeah. Where do you rank the movies, real quick, before we move on?
Dude, it's honestly it's a mood-based thing. But generally speaking, Empire Strikes Back is my favorite.
Okay.
And then I would probably say A New Hope, and then I would say Rogue One. I think Rogue One is incredible. They took a whole movie and based it off of a throwaway line in a in New Hope, when they show that they had the plans for the Death Star, she makes one comment. She goes, "We paid an incredible cost to get these plans," and the whole movie is about the cost they paid.
I know, it's crazy. It's so cool though. It's a great idea. A great storyline to do because everybody wanted to know, and everybody always wondered how they stole the plans. You know what I mean? Like, how the hell do you steal fucking the plans to the Death Star? You know what I mean? Like, that's fucking nuts.
Though I will say, like, whenever we're watching anything Star Wars, I've trained Bubs to say that anytime Darth Vader shows up, right, that like immediately the other person poops their pants. Like, that is a genuine reaction to anybody who sees Darth Vader roll up. They're like, "Oh fuck," and then they shit themselves. Like in that scene where Darth Vader just rips through everybody in that hallway trying to get the play. I mean, he just slayed everyone. Like, I look at Bubs, I'm like, "What do you think's going on with them right now?" And he's like, "They all just shit their pants, Dad." I mean, like, you think about it, like I played the Oculus Rift game, right, where it's Vader Immortal, right, and you basically, it's an okay game. It's like 3 episodes. They're all like 20-30 minutes long, but like when you meet Darth Vader in the game, right, he is like 7 feet tall, and your character is like, my height, like 5'9", 5'9", 5'10", right? So like you're like looking up at Darth Vader, and to see him in person, like he would definitely make you uncomfortable. God, Elvis, fucking. He showed up like 5 minutes ago, laid down, and just laid the heat. God.
He heard you talking about it earlier. He's like, "Oh, you want me near you? Here I come."
I fucking can't breathe. Oh. Dude, I don't know if you can hear him sleeping either. Like he needs a CPAP machine. I don't know if they make.
No, I don't.
Oh fuck, Elvis! Hold on, I gotta open the window. Jesus Christ! Fucking Elvis!
Oh my goodness!
Oh my god! Fucking nose is running now. It's like Jesus Christ.
It's like fucking some sort of chemical warfare.
Dude, it's like, it's like every time the kids let him eat anything, right? I'm always like, you assholes. I'm like he's not gonna have like a normal shit for like a week now. Like we're sitting there the other day, and there's like my house was overrun with children, right? It was like 9 kids in my house, and I hear Bubs go, "Oh no!" And then he looks at me, and goes, "Dad, Elvis ate the ramen noodles." Right. And but the ramen noodles aren't real ramen noodles. They were like a little squishy. So it basically is like a he loves anything little squishy, right? Little rubber toys and shit like that.
Yeah.
So he ate the whole thing, and it's like it basically looks like maybe like a Super Ball with like a million strings coming off of it, right? It just looks like it's just like whatever. And like he took a shit the other day, and it's like you could see it in the shit. It's lime green. I'm like, I honestly felt like putting it in the bag and be like, I found your fucking ramen noodles, Bubs. Got them back for you. Here you go. Clean them off, jerk. Like, oh, dude. Oh my god. That kid, man. We had a rough like you don't remember when I was like too sick to do the podcast, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So I mean, I told you this, but Bubs had another fever seizure, right?
Yeah, it's scary, man.
It's the scariest. This is his third one. Now I'm going to have his head shaved because he's got to get like an EKG test and stuff like that.
Oh no, the hair's going away?
Is it? Well, it's going to be temporary. He wants to go mohawk first for a couple weeks.
Oh yeah,
and then but it like
maybe they only have to put the sensors on the sides. Then they could have just the mohawk down the middle. That'd be dope.
I don't know. They told us that the scalp has to be accessible, which is like
okay,
it's a bummer.
Yeah.
But like, dude, the thing is like we're sitting in there and they're like, oh, he's had his third one now, and they're like, so we're gonna prescribe you rectal Valium, and I was like, the fuck? And they're like, you have to watch this video on how to administer it to your child, and they show this video, right? And I'm like, they basically,
this is my hell.
I'm like basically what they're telling you to do is that if your kid is having a seizure and it goes like 5 minutes, which like Bubs has had 3 and none of them lasted a minute. If he had a seizure for 5 straight minutes, you would have to call the ambulance for me. Right? Like, and they're like, basically you have to pull his pants down, flip him over, jam this tube in his butt. And like, you got to make sure first that the plug is out. Right. And then you got to jam this thing in his butt and shoot the rectal Valium in him. And that's what cuts off the seizure. And I was like, does this come?
Oh, damn.
Does this come in a 2-pack? Cause I'll need 1 too for this. Like, like fucking kidding me. You want me to jam this in his ass while he's having a seizure? I'm like, fuck, man, parenting sucks. Like
I picture you like John Travolta in Pulp Fiction with the needle, slam it into her chest.
Like, can you imagine like your kid's just having a seizure? And he's like shaking and shit. And you're like, you gotta jam a thing in his ass and shoot him in like, but it's like supposedly it'll stop it immediately, right? So which is better than the alternative, but like. And like I look at my wife and she's like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna have to do that." I'm like, "Oh."
Jackie's like, "I'm out."
Yeah, she's like if there's something that has to be done and it could come at the cost of part of your sanity, she's like, you're going crazy anyways. It's fine. Just do it.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Like,
Oh man, dude, that's rough though. That's rough. Do they know what's bringing it on? Is it just the fevers, or is it something? Is that why you're doing the testing? That's why.
Well, yeah. Well, we got to make sure, because by 6 it should stop, and he's like 6 in a couple months.
Yeah.
And so we just want to be safe with him, because like what happens is that your kid has a fever, and it's like not what you think. Like this last one, I checked him, and he was like 97 degrees. So I was like, well, I'm not going to give you any medicine yet. I'm going to wait and watch you. And like fucking 20 minutes later, he had a seizure. It's because his temperature shot up to 101, and it's like it's not.
Wow.
It's the fact that his temperature shoots up so fast
Yeah.
that his brain just fries out. And this one was scary because it took him a lot longer to get out of it. But like, what the interesting part is that I know exactly when Bubs is completely recovered, because then he feels great and he will not shut up. Like it's just nonstop talking, and I'm like, oh my god, like it's like he had the seizure, and like it was like how I feel like with the podcasting. It's like, but like the older that kid gets, the more I realize him and I are the same, except for the seizure shit. Like we're sitting in the car the other day, yesterday, right? And we're going somewhere, and I'd asked him what he had for lunch, right? And
Yeah.
he was trying to think of it, and I spaced out, and then I didn't realize he stopped talking, right? And all of a sudden, Bubs goes, "What were we talking about?" And I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "We both spaced out at the same time, like mid conversation." I'm like,
I'm laughing.
and I can't tell Jackie this because she'll be like, "I told you, he's your son. You guys do the same shit." I'm like,
I'm laughing because you've numerous conversations with you. In the middle of the conversation, you'll just be like, I don't remember what we were talking
oh, dude, it's like, I don't know. But
and now you're getting a taste of it. I love it.
Oh, here, but you want to guess what his lunch was? Okay, let me give you the hints. Here, you want to play? Here, we're gonna play. What did Bubs have for lunch, Bubs style? Okay.
All right, I'm in.
So I'll let you ask a few questions to get you started, and then I'll make it real easy. Okay. So what do you? So Bubs had a hot lunch from school. I said, "What did you have? What was it?" He said, "I don't know what it's called, but you and Mom have made them both. You and Mom have made them before." Okay. That's it. Okay.
Hot school lunches. I'm going with
why don't you go
chicken enchiladas.
Okay, you're going way too specific, bro. You need to bring it down categories. Okay? You got to narrow it down because I'll tell you right now, it wasn't a meal. Okay? It was an item.
Oh, taco?
No.
Pizza.
Okay, so you're going about this whole different way than I did. I said, was it a meat? Right? He said, no, it wasn't.
Oh, I got you.
Wasn't a meat.
You want 20 questions? We're going 20 question style. Meat.
Dude, we're dealing with Bubs.
Animal, vegetable, minerals. I get you. That's where we're at.
Yeah, I mean, we're dealing with Bubs here. Like I gotta break it down Bubba style, right? So
okay. So was it a meat?
No.
Was it a vegetable?
No. I'm giving you his answers.
Okay. Was it a fruit?
No.
Do you eat it with your hands?
Yes.
Okay. Does it have bread?
No.
Oh shit.
That's what I'm talking about. I had the same conversation with him for 20 minutes. We're trying to figure out what he had for lunch.
I don't know. Is it
I'm going to tell you.
Is it round?
He said it was oval shaped. Okay, and I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to tell you right now. When I tell you the answer to this, you're going to be like, "Yeah, he is 100% your son." So this is a very, very me way to handle this.
Oval shaped. Is it an avocado?
This is Chicago, man. We're not serving kids avocado, sir.
Oh, I don't know, dude.
Not in schools.
And it's not a. Is it a hot dog?
No.
Oh, it's not a meat. Fuck, I don't know, dude.
Which, by the
I'm
way, he
stumped.
called a hot dog. Bubs referred to a hot dog as a sandwich the other day.
Of course he did. He's your son. So
Yeah.
what do you expect?
So, it was tater tots.
Oh, tater
And
tots.
I had said to him, I said, is it a fruit, vegetable, bread? Like, I went through all of the food categories, and he said no to all of them. So clearly, he has no idea what a tater tot is, right? He just knows he likes them, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Which so do I. I mean, I don't care if it's a
But you know,
animal
do you know what's in a tater tot?
it's a potato, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Obviously, it tastes good. That's what matters. We're at our basest instincts here, man. What tastes good?
Yeah.
Give it to me.
Oh God, dude, this is the between the two of them, man. And then like Ellie is just like I love her, but she is the worst sister, man. Like we had to send her up from dinner the other night because we were like, say something nice about your brother, and she couldn't say anything nice about him. Like
Not one thing. She couldn't find one thing.
no, I think she said, "I hope you enjoy dinner." I was like, "Come on, Ellie, fucking seriously." So you sent her upstairs. Yeah, that was the nice thing she said to her brother. I'm like, say something nice about your brother. You're like, "I hope you enjoy dinner." Like, the fuck, man. Like,
That's not even about him.
no, it's nothing to do with it. So like, I'm sitting there and I'm like in my sickening like coma, whatever. I'm trying to fucking pass out, right, in my bed, and Ellie's just like, "I'm gonna sit here and watch you sleep." And I was like, "Ellie, come on." I'm like, seriously? I'm like, I'm never gonna be able to fall asleep with you staring at me. I'm like, I really just need like a nap. And she's like, okay, but I want to play you in chess. And I'm like, can we do it after lunch? And she's like, okay, I'll set an alarm for noon. I'm like, it's like 11:15. I'm like, come on. I'm like, just give me a break here. I'm sick. She goes, okay, I'm gonna go downstairs and I'm gonna keep Bubs away from you so you have a little peace. I'm like, thank you.
That's nice of her.
So she goes walking out of the room. She's like, hey, Bubs. And he's like, yeah. Keep in mind, he's minding his own business, playing by himself. She's like, Bubs, I think Dad's in the garage. He's like, what? She goes, yeah, you should go out there and check on Dad in the garage and see how he's doing. I'm sitting laying in the bed. I'm like, Ellie, you can fucking send him out to the garage to check on somebody who's not in there. I'm like, just a dick move. I'm like, come on. What's wrong with you?
That's awesome though. I mean,
she's like, fuck you, Bubs. I'm gonna send you off. Oh.
She was doing something nice for you. She thought that would be a good way to distract him. Like go out there to the garage. But that is pretty vicious.
Dude.
Our kids are starting to get to that point where they're starting to. Penny's outgrowing her little brother a little bit, I think.
I mean, he's been blowing up her Minecraft house. I don't blame her.
Yeah. No, it's funny though.
Oh.
They're both doing taekwondo now, so that's another interesting thing at our house. They now want to spar with each other all the time.
Yeah.
And Penny's no joke, man. She's fucking, even though he's bigger than her intensity is quite higher than his. We've talked about that before. She has a goal, you know what I mean? So,
like, having a daughter, man, I have no idea that like young women carry that much rage, right?
Oh yeah,
especially towards siblings. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, it's getting interesting because they're trying to like surprise each other too.
Yeah,
like surprise fight. You know what I mean? Like he'll jump out from around the corner. But I think that's good. Keeps them on their toes. You know what I mean? Like,
do you let them fight it out when they start fighting?
I let them. Yeah, I mean, not like physically fight. You know what I mean? Like now, I'm letting them like spar in the house.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like I let them, practice and whatnot. But if it starts getting too serious, I tend to stop it because, dude, he doesn't know his own strength, man. He's very strong for his age. You know what I mean? And if he really wanted to, he could probably really hurt her. You know what I mean? Like,
oh man,
he's a big kid.
I'm always telling my kids, I'm like, fight it out. Like, get that shit out. Like, just go for it.
like physical fighting?
Yeah, fucking like you guys want to fight? Like, look, just don't punch each other in the face. Like,
Oh, okay. Just no punching in the face. I got it.
yeah, like you got to have a couple. Look, I used to fight with my brother all the time, man. Like, we had ground rules, like and one of them was no nut punching, but he broke that rule all the time. Surprised I could even have kids. Like, he had so many nut
See,
shots.
me and my brother like didn't like play fight a whole lot. But when it got to the except for when it got to the point where we were like really mad at each other. You know what I mean? Like we messed around a little bit here and there. Like we weren't, but like that's the problem. Like we both had the little bit of an anger issue when we were kids, and so like we would end up physically like fighting. Like if it got to that point where we were mad at each other, it was like okay.
How many years apart are you guys?
On. We're 2 years apart.
Okay. Yeah, my brother and I are
so he's
4. So
yeah, we were pretty close. We were pretty close in age, but it was in high school when he outgrew me. You know what I mean? Like he hit high school and shot up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To 6'5", and I was still like 5'11" or 5'10". You know what I mean? In junior high, and then when I got to high school, I finally got to my full height at 6'2". But
yeah, the last time my brother and I fought was he won. He was strong. I realized he was stronger than me, and I was like, "Okay, we're done fighting now."
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
He got me good. I was like, I'm not gonna spend the rest of my fucking days fighting my brother and losing. I'm like, screw that. Like, I got better shit to do. Like, get my then I got my driver's license, and he stopped fucking with me. So.
Oh yeah, because he wanted you to drive him everywhere.
Oh yeah. So.
My brother always, to this day, will make comments about when we went and saw Karate Kid in the theaters when we were kids. We came out of the theater, and I thought I was a fucking karate dude, and I went literally and I kicked him in the head. I thought I was Daniel's son.
Did you ever send any of your siblings to the hospital?
No, I never did.
Oh man, I sent my brother to the hospital twice.
How old were you guys?
I mean, it was young. I mean, he had to be between, I don't know, 7 and 10, and I was probably between like 11 and yeah, like 13 or 14. One of the times, and I think the first time I think I was 13 because I bought a bicycle. And I was so excited about this bicycle, and it was in my bedroom, and it was so clean I hadn't even been in the garage, brand new. And I had it in my room, and I had it upside down on the handlebars in the seat, and I was just wheeling the wheel, and I was letting my finger like hit the spoke.
Oh yeah,
And my brother, my brother comes up, and I'm like, hey, he goes, I want to do that. I'm like, well, if you do it, I'm like, don't stick your finger in like this. You got to like hold it in on an angle so it just bounces off the spokes. I'm like, and he's just like, you don't know shit. And he just jams his finger in there, and it was going so fast. It took off like 80% of the tip of his finger. So he had to,
oh my God.
So yeah. So and the first thing I told him was, don't tell mom. Right.
Of course.
Yeah. Like 10 stitches in an emergency room trip later, Like, well,
oh jeez.
Yeah, I was like, I told him not to do that shit, and he did it. And they're like, "You guys are fucking idiots." And the other time, we were having a rock fight. So, and
I can imagine where that ended.
Dude, yeah, he threw one rock, and it came so close to me that I like ducked down, and I like stabbed my neck on a broken branch. It didn't puncture or anything like that. It just hurt.
Yeah.
And I got pissed. I was like, "Fuck you." And I just hurled one at him. I couldn't even see him through I was like in the inside of the woods, and he was like outside of the house.
Yeah.
And I mean, in hindsight, I was probably a really mean brother. Anyways, I got him in the head, and it had cut his scalp, and we had to go to the emergency room for that. And the doctor was like, that was an impressive throw. He was like, you had to have some spin on that thing to make a cut like this.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I'm not an athlete, so that was a fucking fluke. So
Damn, man, that's vicious, bro. You could have killed him.
Wanted to kill him. You kidding me? Like, I'm glad I didn't. I'm like, we're cool now, but like back then, like if he died, I'm like, it's the price of the game, bro. So
Yeah,
got paid a tax,
dude, that's crazy,
but, like,
man.
but I watch my daughter and my son now, and I'm like, fucking fight it out. I'm like, I fought with my brother. You guys could fight. Jackie's like, we shouldn't let him fight like that, and I'm like, fuck that. I'm like, that like when siblings fight, what they really get good at is learning how to deal with the people that aren't their siblings. It's like practice, Like I remember like growing up, like getting into arguments with people or getting into it with people, and it was like I'd always pull the same moves I pulled on my brother that worked every single time on them, and it was like, yeah, it's like my roommate, my buddy Chris. Like when we got to college, we always got drunk and wrestled, and he was way better shape than I am, and he would always lose because he would like put his hands out like he was ready to grapple me, and I'd immediately grab his fingers and bend them all the way backwards, and he'd hit the ground, and then I would just get on top of him, and he fell for it like 90% of the time, and I was like, and it's like my brother would never do that now, like never put your hands in front of your face, like, and I tell Ellie too, I go, if you see a finger, you grab it, you bend it as far as it goes. And she's she's done that to like me before, and I'm like, ow, son of a bitch. She's like, it works. I'm like, calm down.
Oh man, dude, your kids are vicious,
dude.
Bro.
It's savage over there. It's a fucking Lord of the Flies and shit. So get this, right? You want to hear another one? So Ellie, every day they get off the prison bus, right? And they get off, and Ellie's like, I want to go have plans with my friends, right? And she's always like, Bubs, you can't come, right? And I've asked her like, why can't Bubs come a bunch of times? And sometimes she's like, well, he's just too loud, right? And like I've been over there, and I went to like pick her up, and she'd be in their house screaming, right? And I'm like, you can't tell me Bubs is too loud. You're screaming. So I said, look, ladies, I'm like, you got to institute Bubs Day. One day a week, Bubs gets to play with you guys for a few hours after school. I'm like, do you want to do that, Bubs? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, is that okay? And they were surprisingly agreeable, right? So so like last week, first Bubs Day, Bubs is over there a couple hours. All of a sudden, he comes home by himself, right? And I'm like, where's Ellie? He's like, yeah, she told me to leave. I'm like, fucking Ellie, god damn it. Right? So I'm like, did you have fun? He was like, yeah. He seemed like he wanted to leave anyways, which I get, right? Like, his sister's not nice to him. Why would he want to stay? So then the next day though, Ellie went to one of the neighbor girls' houses, and the other neighbor girl comes over to our house and knocks on the door, and she's like, is Bubs here? Right? And Jackie's like, yeah, he's here. And next thing I know, I'm like, what just happened? She's like, Bubs went to go play with Charlie. I was like, oh. I'm like, she invited him out to play? She's like, yeah. I'm like, fucking Bubs, way to go, man. Like, nice work. So he comes home like a little bit later, and I'm like, hey, Bubs, like, Jackie had said she invited Bubs over because they wanted to play the same game they were playing the day before.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay. And I'm like, what game were they playing? Like, I wanted to know. So, like, I get Bubs, and we're cooking dinner, and he's hanging out with me, and I'm like, so what's this game you were playing over at Charlie's house? And he's like, oh, yeah. He's like, so they all lay on their stomachs, and it's my job to run around and spank their asses? Spank their butts?
Shut up.
Okay?
Shut up.
He goes, but if they sing to me, I have to go to sleep. Right? And I'm like, so what happened? He goes, they wouldn't stop singing, so I kept having to kept going to have to lay down and go to sleep because I got bored. I was ready to get somebody, and I was like, I did like a slow turn towards Ellie, like, you better fucking make friends with him right now, because if you're playing booty slapper games with him when he's fucking 6. I'm like, he's gonna be playing booty slapper games when he's a teenager, and all your friends are gonna be fucking acting real weird around you, and you won't know why. I'm like, so you need to fucking get your shit together with your little brother, because they like him too much.
Yeah. He's already playing booty slapping games. Oh Jesus, man! I was thinking the exact same thing. I was like, this is going to lead somewhere that you are not ready for.
No, hold on. Let me get the thing. It's a booty slapping game. I was like, what are you doing, guys? He's just like, that's the game. So like today is Bub's Day again. Today, I think today is.
Yeah.
So, so I think he's gonna go play with them after school, and I mean, if he's gonna be the booty slapper, it's just like, oh my god, dude.
That's going to be his nickname.
I mean, seriously,
Booty slapper.
Bub's the booty slapper.
Bub's the booty slapper.
I'm like,
and
I'm constantly asking myself, I'm like, is this what I signed up for as a parent? Like, because, like, this is some shit.
We're both in trouble. We're both in trouble, man. We both have daughters that, and we're. I'm not looking forward to it, man. Not looking forward to it. High school is going to be a nightmare.
It is, and like, I'm just nervous because, like, it's so easily accessible for Bubs, right? Like, all of the kids around that are in his great age group are all girls, all of them, right?
Yeah,
like he's the only boy, and either and he's too aloof to get friend zoned,
He's gonna be like, "What's the friend zone?"
Yeah, he'd be like, his buddy's gonna be like, "Oh man, I think I got into the friend zone." And he's gonna be like, "I've never heard of that before. What does that mean?" Like, you mean you don't just have immediately making out with her? Like, what's the problem? Like, that's how it always goes for me. I don't get it. Like,
oh man, that hair of his, the looks. He's gonna be crushing it, dude. He's gonna be crushing it.
Oh, dude, and I'm gonna shave.
Which is weird to think about.
I don't know, man. I've had so many weird thoughts, dude. In like the last, like, I wrote a couple notes down for like stuff I wanted to talk to you about, and I don't know if I should talk about it or not, right? Like, because like I know that my parents listen to this podcast, right?
Yeah,
and it's like, well, I could talk about this, right? And it's like, I know my mom is going to talk to me. My mom does like a full blown recap on every episode with me, right?
Oh, geez.
Yeah, and I'm like, do I need to have a conversation about masturbation habits with my mom? Like, or like, who's going to go to therapy first for this? Like, because like my thought was, it was like, has Debbie ever caught you? Right? Caught you having fun with yourself, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, because I know it's happened to me once. And I was thinking about how uncomfortable the situation was. And I was like, it's the podcast. I kind of want to talk about it. And I'm like, part of me is like, I just don't want to have that conversation with my mom.
Yeah. Which I totally understand.
Look, it's like, well, what do you want to do? Do you want to traumatize your relationship? What's more important? Building your podcast because you talk about really crazy shit? Or, destroying your relationship with your mother? Like I was thinking about,
it's been a good run. It's been a good run. You got plenty. You've had plenty of good years.
Look, and I don't know. I know I've said it many a times. I don't know if I've said it in this podcast, but when you're a kid and you're a boy and you start playing with yourself, as far as I know, that phase goes well into your late 40s. So, I mean, it just never stops. So it's like, I know my parents like knew when I was doing it. There's no way. Like, our house was too small, like, and like,
yeah, I think about that too. I've thought about that, and I'm like, when do you, as a parent, like, either first off, did the subject ever get breached?
What with what?
Or were you, or with you? Like, did your mom or your parents ever like bring that up, or did they let it go?
No, they let it.
Or did you not?
No, and I know, like, I wasn't the only one doing it either, because like my dad had a whole drawer full of Playboy. It was like a National Geographic, and then underneath that was like a foot tall stack of Playboys. And it's like,
yeah,
and it's like look, he's not reading Playboys in the bathroom and not enjoy.
It's for the articles, Luke. It's for the articles, man.
He's not getting his. Yeah, those article pages weren't stuck together. So Like and and I know my brother knew what was in that drawer, and like he was way more. He got into girls way sooner than I did. So like I know that he was because I was horrible at it. Like oh god, I was horrible at it. I was like seriously, like I was so bad at it. I was hoping like girls would move to the school that didn't know who I was, that I could start talking to them because I was afraid my reputation was so bad with girls that it was just unrepairable. Like
well, you know, it's tough, man. That's a tough thing to navigate as a kid, man. Like that whole situation of first talking to girls, and you know when you first start, you know, having those feelings and stuff. That's a
some dudes it comes naturally. Some guys it comes naturally to.
Yeah,
You're
right.
It will probably come naturally to Bubs. It did not come natural to me. So
yeah.
I mean, I remember.
Yeah, I wasn't.
I remember asking a girl out and like, you know, going to the movies and like riding to the theater in the backseat of my parents' car with the girl. Like,
yeah, you mean? Well, I mean that's how it all started, right? You dates with your parents taking you on you know to the movies and stuff like that. That's how we started for me, anyways.
yeah, it's not how it's gonna go for our kids though. They're gonna be like, Dad, can I charge the Uber on the ride on the Uber? Like, they're not gonna ride with you.
Oh, it's crazy to think about that. About Uber is in dating. Oh, wow, I never even thought about that.
They don't need you to get around as long as they have money. You know,
that's probably a thing now.
We're
gonna go out on a date. We're not old enough to drive. Now we Uber. See, pick up Frankie time.
Oh man.
Yeah, that must be like a thing now, which is so strange to think about, man. Like you could totally get away without having to ask your parents to drive you places.
Dude, I bet
that's fucking genius.
Dude, I bet you kids are like dating, right? And they don't even like talking during the day. Like they got to be like long distance relationship in the same school, because it's like they're probably DMing on Instagram or TikTok, or they're like, you know, WhatsApping it or some shit. They got a lot of ways to communicate, and it's like, you know.
That's crazy.
I don't know, man.
It's so much different than when we were kids, dude. So much different.
Yeah, I'm like I would be like, oh, that girl at the bar is hot. Let me go talk to her. Like that was my move.
Yeah,
you know, so
it's so weird. So weird.
I don't know what to do, dude. It's gonna be fucking horrible. Is all I could tell.
Yeah.
Because look, if I was like if you were to give a 5-star a review of being a dad in general, the whole package, right? Like
everything that goes with
everything goes in. Are you giving it 5 stars? We're like, where are you at, man? I think I'm like a 3.5. like the goods are amazing, but like all the responsibility that comes with it, like it's a lot of it, and a lot of shit you got to deal with sucks.
Yeah, 4 with the potential to grow, but also a potential to fall back. I'm not looking forward. Like right now, I'm good, but I'm definitely not looking forward to the future, man. Like the future of dealing with that type. I mean, obviously that sounds bad. I'm looking forward to the future, but not of dealing with Penny and kids or boys and that stuff, and then Frankie. Dude, and you know,
my neighbor has 2 teenage daughters, and she was talking about when they're on their periods at the same time, what it's like in their house, and I was like, I was generally terrified. It would be like if your neighbor like was describing to you about these people that are home invading, like and it happened to them, and they're like, they could probably it's going to happen to you at some point, and I'd be like, oh my fucking god, are you kidding me? Like, you know,
how do you prepare for stuff like that too? I don't think you can.
Weed and edibles, like lots.
Oh, there you go.
Lots of edibles. Like that's it, man.
So we're ahead of the game, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, we're innovators, bro. I love being a dad, and I think my kids are awesome, you know. But like, it is not easy ever.
No, hell no, it ain't easy, man. This shit's tough, bro. It's so stupid tough. Oh god, damn it. All right, man. Well, we're out of time. Let's do some shout outs and some reviews and some Patreons, and let's do all that stuff.
All right. Okay. So our Patreons, our party people, the people who keep paying us and we don't know why. But we appreciate it because it keeps us pretending that we're actually good at podcasting. All right.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, here we go. It's the same as it was last week. I will power through this. Kyle, the footman from Footwork Woodworking, captain of the lathe. Matthew Gerard, now with a dust collection system. Lee Oman, who is, if you ask him, he's now working on big things.
Yeah.
Big Mike Holmes, who is awesome dude, even though I can't understand him half the time. Dave Wirt, the least active person on our joinery Instagram group.
Yeah.
My mom, who's not invited to that group. Tim from Turgworks. Good guy. And then Dave the Thriller Miller from D Miller Designs. Billy S.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah. He's got the beard like a scrub brush.
That's right.
Billy Estes from Simple Co Woodco, and Corey Stanley from Odyssey CNC. Captain Phantom. Good dude.
Is he Odyssey _Stan, right? Or did he change his name?
I think it's one of those two. I don't know, man. Come on, man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You have one job, Lou. Come on, you have one job.
I never promised to be good at it.
Yeah, I know. Thank you. Thank you to all the patrons.
And then I have 2 shout outs.
Wait, before you go anywhere, I'm getting now trolled by Turg, our buddy Turg. He's now trolling me. This morning he sent me a voicemail that I'm going to play for you, and you tell me if you think you can understand it.
Oh, Jesus. You know, he messaged me after the last one.
Oh, my God. I love you, dude.
All right, here we go. Ready?
Yeah.
Hey, up, Ben. Hope you're having a good one, pal. Plenty of time to lake about at workshop. All right, look after you, son. All right, ta-ra, mate. Bye.
Did you hear that?
Yes.
I'm going to play it one more time. See if you can recognize any words.
Yeah. I understood that whole thing.
Hey, up, Ben. Hope you're having a good one, pal. Plenty of time to lake about at workshop. All right, look after you, son. All right, ta-ra, mate. Bye.
Okay, tell me what he said.
He was just like, yo, man, what's up? How you doing? It's like, just checking in with you. That's basically what he said.
That's basically what he said. He gave me the transcript.
I'm not going to give you... Oh, he did?
Yeah, he sent me the transcript afterwards. He said, "Hello, Ben. I hope your day is going well and you have some shop time today. Take care. Goodbye." Is what he says he said. I don't think that's what he said. Let's listen to it one more time.
Hey, up, Ben. Hope you're having a good one, pal. Plenty of time to lake about at workshop. All right, look after you, son. All right, ta-ra, mate.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I swear to God, he's trolling me, dude.
Well, he messaged me today, and he was like, I was just listening to that last episode, and he was like, you guys both pronounced everything wrong. So I was like, whatever, man.
We do our best over here. What do you want from us?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. All right. What are your shout outs?
All right. I'm going to give 2 shout outs. One, again, the smaller account, and one larger account. The smaller account is Untidy Maker, Carla Mendoza. She really nice person. She has a really like, I don't know, every time she posts something I smile. Like, she's just really like one of those people that just like, she just makes people happy. And I think she's like 5 feet tall. But yeah, really nice person. Carla Mendoza, Untidy Maker. And then the other account, I got to give a shout out to my girl Annette from 513 Woodworks. She is getting her like woodworking mastership, and it was so exciting to meet her just for the brief minute. And like, of course, like, it's so me to meet somebody and like everything goes wrong the second I meet them. Like my fucking car decides like that was good enough, I'm done. Yeah, but it was great meeting her, and I really wish I would have planned it in a way where I could have hung out or at least had like lunch with her or something. You know, that would have been cool. But it was nice.
Yeah, that's what I kind of figured you were going to do that, but then you said she was at school, so I knew you weren't going to do that. So,
and plus my car broke down. I'm like, idiot.
Yeah, that's brutal. I don't know the Untidy Maker account. I mean, I know the account, but I've heard good things about her from other people, so that's awesome. I'm glad you're shouting her out. It's great. My shout out this week is for our friend Lindsay at Woodbrain.
Oh yeah.
That's Wood_brain. Couple reasons. A, she lost her grandma this week, and which is sad. Yeah, which was sad. But she's, so everybody go out, reach out, and give her some love this week. But also, the reason I wanted to shout her out is because she's kicking ass on YouTube right now, man. She just did this great video this week that she dropped, that she features Zyla Foxlin.
Yeah.
They're basically redoing Zyla's garage. And I watched the video, and it's just so inspiring, man. Like, watching Lindsay work is just like, it's so motivating. She just comes in like a ball of lightning, dude, and just takes over this whole like build. And within 4 days, I think she had a whole new garage. It's just amazing.
I mean, she is a one woman home makeover person. Like those TV shows, that we're gonna remodel your whole house. Like that, she's like that, but just one person. It's incredible.
They should if somebody was smart, they would grab her and they would steal her up and they would make her a host of one of those shows, because
it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Yeah,
she's got an agent, I think.
Yeah. She's killing it. So go check out her video, Woodbrain, on YouTube. Give her a like, a follow, and a subscribe. And yeah, man, she's killing it. So yeah, check out Lindsay. She's doing great. That was my one shout out this week, because I was gone for a week. So
no shit.
But
finally,
we have reviews, bro.
What?
Yeah, we got 2 new reviews on Apple, so I'm going to read those out right now, because we say if you guys leave us a review on Apple, we will read it live here on the podcast. So go out and do that. Give us 5 stars. Give us a review. We would love that on Spotify, as well as Apple iTunes, or whatever you want to call it. So here we go. Our first review coming straight out of I can't even pretend to know where he's from, but the headline of the review is truly unique and entertaining. So right now we know it's a lie to begin with. So, but we appreciate you.
Yeah.
I listen to a few maker podcasts while woodworking, and sometimes that just feels like too much making. Luke and the other guy.
Oh, you are so replaceable, Ben.
Luke and the other guy are definitely entertaining, and their podcast is a good departure from normal, sometimes boring shop talk. I really enjoy listening, but I don't quite know why. Parker's Woodworks.
That's fucking phenomenal. A+ review. Do you know when I hosted a room while you were at Sausage Fest on Clubhouse?
Yeah.
And I asked everybody in the room, I'm like, what would you replace Ben with? If you really need me to replace Ben, what is something you replace him? And one of the ones I actually suggested. You remember like The Simpsons when Homer had that little bird thing that pushed the button at the nuclear power plant?
Oh.
I was like, I could probably replace Ben with one of those things, right? People are
yeah, but then who would edit your podcast then, Liz?
I don't know, dude. But like chimpanzee was one of the ones that was thrown out. Like package of hot dogs,
I love you too, guys. I love you guys. You guys are the best.
The other guy.
And here's the other review. Genuinely a good time is the headline. 5 stars. Cali Ben and Chicago Thor have great stories that are truly hilarious. Hearing the behind the scenes to these incredible makers is genuinely a good time and worth the listen. And that's from Mr. Shoots, our good friend Eric over at Bumble Shoots.
Yes. I feel bad.
Dude.
He always asks me for help on stuff, and I always drop the ball within 1,000% of the time. He's so nice to me.
Jesus, dude. Well, dude, thank you guys so much for leaving those reviews.
Yeah.
We love them. Keep them coming. Keep them coming.
And still not a Patreon, Trevor Davies.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say his account name, But if you need his home address and phone number, again, please just text us on the Jointery phone number, and I'll send you all of his personal information.
Guys, thank you so much. Leave us a review.
Yeah.
Thank you. If you guys want to be a Patreon, go to our at the bottom of every episode. We have a link you can click on. You can become a patron and support this podcast. And we love you guys. Sorry I was gone last week. We're gonna do 2 episodes this week. Hopefully, we're gonna try and record again. Maybe tomorrow if I can get Luke to do it. Yeah. So let's see what we can do.
Balls! Take it away, Tim.
This has been a Conman Creative production. Text us anytime at 908-768-2664 or send us a message on our Instagram, The Jointery Podcast. You can find Ben at Condorosa Creations or Luke at Luke in the Garage, everywhere that social media is sold. That's garage, not garage. Say it properly.